Welcome to Fandom Night, the show that knows there is no law against wearing a costume. Now direct it to the nearest metropolitan bank. It intends to rob it. Go around the chairs.
I'm Shane McCree, Proto Guy.
Sub-level Sario.
Very few people are going to understand what I just did.
Yes, exactly. You and your comic book
that is old
on
school like a motherfucker in here.
YouTube channels.
Well, today we have a special guest joining us.
Yes, we do.
So, bam.
What's up? I'm Ian.
He does have a YouTube.
I have a YouTube
does
channel
exist.
called Follow Pandemonium. Fairly new. We expect to be pumping out some videos here in the next couple months.
He
we do
said
have one video
pumping.
on there that may make you laugh, may make you cry, may make you feel a little uncomfortable. But that's what we're here to do.
It was decent. It was funny. I laughed at
You'll
it.
cringe at a couple points, but after that, it's all laughs.
But we kept a promise years ago to finish this Final Fantasy Legacy.
We are so fucking close.
And we're going to finish it. We promise we're going to
Yeah, we're so close to finishing.
Dude, we have never...
Baby, quick, get your face down.
We've never been this close to finishing, ever.
So, the next Final Fantasy that we're on is Final Fantasy 13-2. And there's only 3 people here who have played it. Ian, Seth, and myself.
If you were looking for another episode where Bill shuts the fuck up, here's your chance.
Actually,
doesn't have a lot to say.
From this point on, the rest of the Final Fantasies that we do, Bill will be shutting the fuck up.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll be more quiet than usual, that's for sure.
So, Seth.
What?
How do you think the game looked?
And the first thing we do is see it.
Yes. How did it look? See it, look.
The game looks exactly the same as it did on Final Fantasy 13. Now, if you played Final Fantasy 13, which we do not recommend if you've paid attention to the Legacy.
I loved that fucking game.
Well, like I said, it's not a terrible game, but it is not recommended if you're a true Final Fantasy fan. Now, if you remember the way that looked, it looked beautiful. You know,
almost as pretty as me.
Yeah. Nothing but pure.
Shane, you're making me blush here, checking me out and shit.
The game looked good. I mean, like Seth said.
Even with me playing it on my 360, I can still see individual blades of grass where individual blades of grass needed to be.
They made the game pretty, just like they did in 13. Graphics really didn't change much.
Didn't make it functional.
Did you use the same engine?
As far as I can tell, yes.
I'm going to say yes, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Games look pretty identical. They play identical, in a way. And they all play identical. To be fair, linear Final Fantasy battle system sucks ass.
Actually, no. This one is not as linear. It is, but it isn't. Most of this game is essentially they warp you into like a tiny area, almost to like simulate like moving from one dungeon to another. Which, if we're off the looks, that means we go to gameplay, and part of the gameplay is also part of the looks because, like I said, the way that this game works.
I like how we have our biggest fan as one of the anchors. You ever notice, like, like last night, somebody, I'm sorry, I know I'm cutting in, but somebody was like, how many Power Ranger videos do we have? And this motherfucker over here says, Replik Production has... All I
gotta do is go to YouTube and start counting, motherfucker.
He was like, let me tell you all about that.
Any butt
I choose?
Oh, you're taking Shane, I already know it.
Oh, man! I just got dipped. I get stuck with... You said any butt.
You can have Teddy.
Do not touch Teddy.
Fuzzy Teddy butt.
Teddy does not want his butt touched or fucked or any other inappropriate
So anyway,
act.
because we're on a time limit currently,
I'm not the one that would.
Part of essentially the way that the gameplay works out is you have to quite literally go into an area and then find a way to unlock your path through a different point in time, dimension, and space.
But how does it play? Because that sounds like a bunch of story shit.
The same fucking way that it did before. You go into battle, you only have 2 characters. You get a third by killing certain monsters.
You
and
can capture monsters.
After you whip the shit out of a monster, one of the guys who's like, nope, fuck on this, I'm running away, will stop and watch you whip that monster's ass and be like, hey, I'll come with you so you don't, kill me. And that's how you get your third party member. From there, again, it's quite literally going tiny map to tiny map to tiny map. Now, I say tiny map. A lot of them are actually grand and huge, but the problem is, just like my penis. Anyway.
So once again, you just move down hallways, am I correct?
Essentially, yes. Only this time they made the hallways
wider hallways.
Wider hallways.
Wider hallways that allow you to turn and walk in a circle.
Yes.
Okay, so we
like
have
you're at
wide
the mall
hallways
walking
in
around
the
a pillar.
we have wide hallways in the same fucking battle system.
Yeah.
You could pretty much ride chocobos anywhere, though, so that's pretty cool.
My dick has never been harder.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the same game from 13, but with 2 different protagonists.
I can't wait to play this for game footage.
Oh, and then they throw in some quick time events too, just to make sure you're not falling asleep when you're paradigm shifting.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Everyone
Not
needs
to
a
mention
quick
the
time
fact
event.
Everybody needs a
that
quick
the
time.
battles as well, if you end up being like over leveled, because I recently went back and tried playing it again to make sure that my memory was refreshed on it. When the enemies spawn in, because it's not like the other one where enemies are just lying about. They actually will spawn in. Once they spawn, you have like a clock will appear, and you have a certain amount of time to actually hit the enemy to get an advantage strike that, same thing like before. You get to go first, and it fills their bars all the way up. If you don't do it in time, then they get into time and they can attack you if they feel like it, type of thing. And, of course, you get more of an advantage timer based off how far along leveled you are. Doesn't always mean that you're going to win. Sometimes they can still rake that ass.
It's not fun.
And at the same time, another big portion of the gameplay is you get a Moogle, which follows Sarah. Because this takes place directly after, which is story, but this takes place directly after 13. So now Sarah is alive, and you're looking for lightning. So you get a Moogle, and you can.
Okay,
take
this
the
is
Moogle
all
and-
story shit. What is?
No. That you
Okay.
have to have a little bit of story to understand
All
why
right.
the mechanics there. So you get a Moogle. You can take the Moogle and throw him at items that are far away. So let's say that
Okay,
the map
he's like,
only allows
okay.
you to like walk up to here, but like there's an item over there, and you're just like, I can't fucking do it. There's a gap, and I'm gonna die. You take the Moogle, you throw him, and he goes, Hey, why'd you throw it? Hey, look, an item.
So he's a lot like the Golden Sun Psy Hand, except he's not as cool.
Yeah.
Because in Golden Sun, I can reach out with a hand of Psy energy and be like, that treasure is mine.
Yep.
Moogles are cool.
Not when they're in Final Fantasy 13.
True.
Is it a Moogle?
Yes.
Like Final Fantasy 6 level cutesy Moogle? Or are we talking like...
Only he's not as pudgy, and he can't wield a spear, and...
I get that,
Jump
but
to
he's
death.
like an old style Moogle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
One that
Only
ma-
with a high-pitched squeaky and want to kill self.
No, that's
voice.
fine. I'm cool with that. That's pretty
Moogles
cool.
are cool. But
I don't like them in Final Fantasy
So,
Tactics, but
Chocobos come with 2 different
I don't think they look
things,
right.
too.
I think they look more like weird rat creatures or something in
Is it you
Tactics.
get yellow Chocobos and red Chocobos? Is that what it is? Or is it...
Yeah, you just have the yellow one, and then you have like
You can
It's
find
kinda
a
like
red
a-
one. Or
like a
something.
flamingo-looking one.
Yeah.
A flamingo?
Yeah.
Flamingo bow!
Like
Yeah.
it's
Flamingo bow!
Flamingo
Pink, red,
bow!
and blue. and it constantly eats all your greens while you're
Yeah,
going, but you have this
you have to
kick-ass
stock
song,
up on Geshl
like this
greens.
kick-ass.
Dude, you be
heavy metal
riding
song
on your
thing
fucking
while you're
chocobo,
Dude, I would fucking rock a flamingo bow.
and everyone's like, "What are you riding on,
yeah,
flamingo bow?"
Yeah, the flamingo
Get
bow.
on my level, bro.
Yeah.
No
If you
shit.
hop on one of the yellow chocobos, it'll only use one Geshl green, and you can ride it as long as possible. In order to ride the flamingo bow, you literally, like, if you don't have, like,
I hope people
100
pick
or
that up.
something-
I hope people start calling it that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like every, 3 to 5 seconds, it'll literally just be like, eating another green. As soon as you hit 0, it goes, oh, and throws you off and dips.
Well, I'll be like, "Wow,
If
badass!
you jump off of
Thank you
it,
for using me for my food."
yeah. If you jump off of it, it'll run back to its original, start point. So, whereas the yellow ones, you can jump off of them and it's all good.
So, the game looks good and it plays shitty.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the story. Because in Final
First
Fantasy,
we hear it.
I don't remember a damn thing about the music. That's what's
Ooh, that's bad fucking news.
pretty good
It's
soundtrack.
essentially the
Is
exact. It's essentially the exact same soundtrack as it was to 13.
They just fucking recycled 13's soundtrack?
Pretty
Pretty
much.
much.
The
No.
only thing that they changed is if you're riding on a chocobo, it does like It does like a normal chocobo type of song. Only it's
You know, there's only one time in gaming history where I've been okay with the complete recycling of all materials. And I don't even care for the game.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Contra.
What the fuck? No, it's your fucking favorite game.
What kind of crack is you over there smoking?
That's how they made Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
They just recycled all materials and made a new game out of it.
Yep.
Yes.
And that was about the only time I've ever really accepted that. Like, you could have at least made some new music.
So with the music being, not very memorable because I don't really remember it from 13.
No, like I said,
The music wasn't very good.
I was okay with the battle music of 13, that din 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 din.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But yeah, no, quite literally.
I didn't care for when you won and it was like, doo 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 doo. What the fuck was that?
But yeah, no, the Flamingo Bow is the only one that has like the most badass music. Because like Ian said, it's quite
Even the
literally...
Flamingo Bow has awesome music.
Yeah, it's quite literally like a heavy metal version of the song that they have for when you're riding on the chocobo.
I want a flamingo bow.
Listen to the awesomeness of the... You played it! You don't remember the Flamingo Bow?
Yeah, I played it.
Oh, that sounds bad.
I didn't play much.
Was it bad that I got like 98% of it completed? That?
He says, yeah, I played it.
I would not say it's a bad thing, Ian. I would say that...
Hold on. Yeah, this is it.
Yep, that's awesome. Yep. It's the only good thing that's come out of this game so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
That's literally the song.
Yeah, I want a flamingo boat.
But you need a shit ton of Geshl greens. Let me tell you.
Holy shit,
So
dude.
Yeah,
So-
like I said, that's the only fucking memorable
One of
song.
my favorite parts of the game is just riding those chocobo.
So,
Flamingo
the
boats.
music for the flamingo bow is awesome.
After that, the rest of it is like...
Not very
Now you
memorable.
guys are onto your story.
Bullshit.
So now it's story, and everybody knows that Final Fantasy, for it to be entertaining, it has to have a good story.
Mm.
And so far, this game has already terrible.
Like I already
Battle
stated
system,
at
so-
the beginning, the story is no more than a continuation of 13. This literally is 13 Part 2.
The main
because
plot-
the 60 to 120 hours...
Isn't it
you
something
just
like...
wasted on
Okay,
The plot of the game is
Wasn't
Sarah.
enough.
I want to say that Sarah's back alive.
She's
Now
looking
I
for
didn't beat 13, so she's back
No,
alive.
the very start of 13-2 actually...
Lightning
explains
is
the end.
dead, right? Or in Valhalla
She's
or
in
some
Valhalla.
shit.
Valhalla.
Doesn't that mean you're dead?
Yes,
Technically, yes.
Okay.
You died a
Technically
warrior's
yes,
death.
technically no, because we'll get to that in the next game.
No, that's fine, but technically speaking, Valhalla means she's dead, and then
Yes.
you're looking for
Yes.
her. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
She's in
So
Valhalla.
she's dead. Sarah's back. Snow wandered off somewhere and just fucking appeared.
Oh, I'm heartbroken.
I know.
He had an
Hope actually went off to become like a researcher, which was kind of cool.
See?
Zaz completely disappeared.
Yeah, Zaz dropped off the face of the earth.
then reappears. near
He's
the end
too
of the
old
game.
for this shit.
Obviously, Vanille
then,
and Fang are in the pillar, the crystal pillar.
Yeah.
They're the crystal pillar holding
Yeah,
the
I
good.
know.
Pretty much the whole plot of the game is saving that crystal pillar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to stop this new character, Noel. You're trying to stop
Not-
everything from happening to
Well,
his.
yeah.
No.
And Noel is the second. And
Yeah.
Who's the
Noel is the next protagonist.
Who's
I
the
can't think
fucking
of
bad
name.
guy?
I can't think of his fucking name.
He's
guys.
so.
You
lame.
can't think of his name? He left an impact.
He's so lame.
Oh,
Mike.
he pisses me off. They like God moded his ass. I get to the ass end of the fucking game, and I don't know if it's a matter of I haven't connected enough of the fucking time map to put myself to a portion where I'm like, okay.
Is he like the last guy of Chrono Trigger where you could fight him at almost any time? Oh,
Kinda.
because that was awesome. Because in Chrono Trigger, the second you hear that the big guy exists, you could just go fight him.
And
You're like
die.
level 30. You're like, I'm gonna fuck him up, and then he's like, No, that's not how this works, little bitches.
Continue through the game, then come back.
Yeah, but you can go to him whenever you feel you're
And-
ready and get
yeah.
wasted.
Yeah, but with the story, they're looking for Lightning. She's in Valhalla. They want to go there to save Lightning. That's a good portion of the plot. At the same time, you jump through from different time periods to different time periods.
You end up coming across Snow. He's kind of a 40-year-old dude at this point. He's growing some gruff, living out in the middle of the forest. Being
He
like,
kind
"I'm badass."
of went emo.
Because this woman left him to chase after her sister, or what? Like,
Sure.
And I can't remember.
they don't really give an explanation?
They do, but
he
it's been
leaves-
so long I can't
He
remember.
leaves to go stop these Flans from taking over. So he's like, my mission is to be the hero, so I have to stay here and keep this creature from attacking everyone.
Ladies and
From-
gentlemen, I just want to let you guys know that real heroes don't need plans.
And cool guys don't look at explosions. What the fuck's your point?
So,
Anyway,
the
continue
story's
on.
lame as shit. The battle system's lame as shit. It looks pretty.
Doesn't
The
look
music has one good fucking memorable thing.
Actually, I was about to say, there's 2 points in the story that are actually cool. The first is actually finding out that Hope becomes a scientist, and then he cryo freezes his ass to meet back up with you 1,000 years later.
That's cool. It means
And the
that
fact that he grows up and stops being a fucking whiny emo bitch like he was through the entire game.
Yeah,
I was
I'll
like,
believe
wow,
that when I see
they
it.
actually developed his character. That's cool. The only other thing that's bitching is fucking Zaz, his kid, and the Chocobo chick still living in his afro as they fly a plane by, save your ass, and take you to the fucking final boss. And you're like, epic!
So, with that being said, this was going to be a short one because it's not a good game.
No.
Just like 13 was not a good game. So, if we're going to rate this, Seth, I'll let you start it.
Hold on, I need a tabulational device.
Now, have you had a chance to listen to any of the podcasts? Do you know our grade system?
Okay.
No.
5 is perfect. It's the best game you've ever played. Might not be the best game you've ever played, but pretty much there was nothing else they could have possibly done to make the game any better. 4, the game is great. 3, the game is average. It's a decent experience. It's going to lag in some points, whatever. 2, you only play that game if you're a fan. Kind of like a lot of the Dragon Ball Z games. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're unbalanced, terrible fighting games. We
Yeah.
play them because we get to be Goku.
Yeah.
1,
New
the game,
legacy in the middle of this, all the Dragon Ball Z games.
One-
They give it 2.5.
1 is terrible. The game is awful. You should stay away from it. 0, we're sorry we even showed it to you.
Yep.
And you can go with points in between.
Yeah, no, you can.
Which is why I'm giving this a 1.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 2.5. I enjoyed playing it. I really like the storyline. I mean, yeah, it was really.
There's nothing
it's
wrong
out
with that.
there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I've liked games that are bad. I mean, like I loved Jade Cocoon when I was I don't know why, but I remember I played the shit out of that game. Now later when
Because you were in Alabama.
later on, I could have been in Alabama. But I went and I got the game later on because I found it at Mega Replay and I was like, motherfucking Jade Cocoon. Then I took it home and it takes. There's 3 hours of storyline development before you get your first knife.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, this is fucking killing me. Like, they played an entire game of Hyrule Monopoly before I got my first weapon.
Wow.
Yes, it's very true. And you know how long Monopoly can go.
I was like, this is fucking killing me.
So basically what it comes down to is it's not that great of a game. 1.5 because of Flamingo Bow.
Flamingo!
Flamingo Bow.
So, what did 13-2 end up getting?
Hopefully higher than 13, because that will be funnier than fuck.
What is it?
1.8333333333. So 1.83 essentially.
What did 13 get, Bill?
13 got a 1.5, meaning that
It is quite literally an ass hair's worth of health just above
this
it.
has advanced the system. We are moving forward in greatness, Shane.
By adding flamingo bows.
By adding
and
flamingo
adding in
bows.
the fact that
By
because I
flamingo
can
bows.
capture monsters, I can run around with a giant cactar and his fabulous mustache in my
Oh,
teeth.
yeah.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that I get fabulous mustache
I may have
cactar.
even boosted up the score a little bit more for Mustache.
Well,
But
again, like I said, you can capture different
That's
enemies.
exactly
You
But-
fight him, you get him.
Yeah.
basically
pretty
what it comes
crazy.
down to is that if you liked 13, then play 13-2. If you hated 13,
Well, if you want to continue the storyline.
don't
play
touch
it.
13-2.
Yeah, if you didn't give enough of a shit. Don't
Now,
touch
if 13.3, Lightning's Return, is better, then
I-
that means Square Enix is on the motherfucking rise, Shane. We have no reason to bitch. They just keep getting better.
Except for the fact that they were releasing Final Fantasy 14 online in the middle of them releasing 13.2 because I went to go get my copy at Walmart after, a couple months went by, and I walked by and I was like, fuck yeah, and I stopped and I
All
looked
there
at the shelves and I
is-
said, Nick,
All there
The
is
fuck?
speculation on that, by the way. I tried for 2 hours last night because we were literally that
figured.
slow at work
Nice.
to find a single article that claims the firing of employees at Square Enix due to
Yeah.
14. It's a load of bullshit. If you're, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
if
quite-
your teacher would not accept it as a field of reference for your report, you shouldn't either.
Yep.
Just because some guy in a forum was like, they fired the whole staff because that game was so bad. Well, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I don't know where the fuck you found your article, but since the article doesn't exist, and you can't reference me to anything,
Yeah.
I don't believe your ass.
Yeah, like I said, the closest thing I found to being a semi-correct
I seen it.
article
You posted
was
it last
that
night,
fucking, that forum post I sent to you
and it
guys,
was a forum post.
which
and
was quite literally somebody like damn near copied and pasted what the president of Square Enix, mind you.
But truth of the matter is that if the president
any
had said
jackass
that,
could've
I would have been able to find it on IGN or GameNews.com or something
Yeah.
like that. Somewhere there would have been an article saying, fuck on these guys.
With that being said, we are down to number Final
13-3, 14, 14 Remake, and 15. And we have completed the Final Fantasy Legacy,
And,
Shane.
obviously
and-
15 is just going to be the demo because it's not out yet. But still, some of us have played it. It is going into this because Square's on the rise.